Nightingale by Dhruv Kanungo. Interior, exterior car, streets, day. 2 policemen in this car. Ranjit, 40, has been a cop in India's corrupt system too long. He's gotten cynical and blasé, contemptuous of everything around him. An irritated Karan, 30, sits beside him, youthful and calmly intelligent. Karan has recently arrived in India from the US, and every day as a Mumbai cop is a culture shock. His ideals of justice have no value here.
Move, motherfucker!
I want to make something clear. I don't know what others have told you, but my job, I'm here because the Chief Minister...
Yes, sir. Police reform, anti-corruption. Everyone knows about your righteous mission, Sahib.
Okay. So when you think of leaving me without me again, don't. Remember, I'm entitled to go everywhere you go.
They pull into a quiet alley outside an expensive high-rise.
I have the right to know every detail.
Ranjit parks.
This is a domestic violence call. While you're giving this speech, she's getting hammered by the frustrated faggot. Shall we go?
Ranjit gets out. Karan quickly follows. Interior, exterior, expensive apartment, day. Ranjit knocks on a large door.
I know this one. Follow my lead.
No answer. Ranjit bangs on the door, smirks. He's going to enjoy this.
Who the fuck?
The door opens. A washed-up young man, Surya, stares at them with the eyes of a volatile arrogance.
What?
There was a complaint. Who's in the house?
My wife, Mrs. Thakur. I'm Mr. Thakur.
We need to come in to check.
What are you looking at?
Surya stares at them for a beat, then saunters back into the house, leaving the door open. They walk into the apartment. Garish opulence, new money, a bottle of expensive whiskey on the dining table. A young woman sits on a long sofa, her eyes freshly blackened. This is Madhu. Surya sits on the sofa, turns on the TV. Ranjit glances at Madhu, then glances at Surya. Karan steps up to a terrified Madhu.
Ma'am?
Yes?
What happened?
You're blocking the TV.
We just argued. I'm sorry for wasting your time.
Surya smirks, locks eyes with Ranjit.
I remember you.
We can speak in another room.
What other room? You're talking to my wife. Watch your fucking mouth.
Sir?
Fucking deprived cops.
Ranjit swiftly grabs a shocked Surya, slams him against the wall.
Relax. Consider this an education.
Ranjit dexterously slips on a pair of brass knuckles with his other hand. Karan moves toward him.
Ranjit!
Do you know who my father is? You'll be working in your fucking village tomorrow.
Splat, steals on flesh, a cry of pain from Surya. Karan tries to grab Ranjit, but Ranjit shoved him away, his rage trained on bloody-nosed Surya. Madhu watches, horrified.
You broke my nose! You're fucked! You just wait!
You embarrassed Papa. He thinks you need some discipline. I do too. You going to touch her again?
Surya spits on the floor, glares at Ranjit. Manic anger. Splat! Surya gets another brass punch from Ranjit. Karan grabs Ranjit.
Stop now!
Move.
You need to control yourself.
Listen to Master Doggy. You want a treat? How much for you to wag your tail and get the fuck out of my house?
Shove your money up your ass, cocksucker.
Karan turns to Surya, pulls handcuffs from his belt.
You're under arrest.
For what?
Hold out your arms. You resist, my gun comes out. Understood?
They lock eyes. Slowly, Karan puts a hand in his holstered gun. It's a symbolic gesture, but it works. Surya puts his arms out. Karan cuffs him.
Ma'am, someone from the department will be here to talk to you soon. Will you be all right till then?
Madhu nods, not meeting her husband's eyes. Ranjit stares at Surya hatefully. Karan stares at Ranjit, eyes imploring Ranjit to stay calm.
All right, let's go.
How We Roll, a pilot for limited episodic television series, written by Katey Clausen. Interior, rainbow skating rink, continuous. Jenny and Sherry roll out onto the rink.
Don't mind Howie. He's just old and funny.
Is he?
Yeah, he's pretty old. Did you see the wrinkles on that mug?
The two approach the rest of the team. Robin, Asian, late 20s, stands tall, stern, hardened.
That's why we need to get tighter on these times, ladies. It's ridiculous that I need to keep.
Hey!
Don't interrupt.
Sherry snaps her mouth shut.
It's ridiculous that I need to keep telling you guys this because we should have done this last time we were up against the Sharks. Now.
Sherry waves a hand with an excited expression.
Hi!
Who is this lost Muppet?
Guys, this is Jennifer Johnson. We work together and...
Can you skate?
Well, yeah.
She gestures to her skates. Robin glides to stand right in front of her like a drill sergeant.
I asked if you could skate, not if you could stand.
Yes, sorry.
Robin stares at Jenny, assessing.
Babe.
What?
Robin, come on.
You brought a pampered little bitch who wants to give me attitude. What did you expect?
Robin turns to skate away.
You don't even know me.
I don't have to know you.
Apparently you do, otherwise you would know that Jenny actually beat the shit out of a guy today.
For what?
Because...
Jenny loses steam. Sherry nudges her.
He was drunk, and he wouldn't leave us alone.
It was the most badass thing ever, honestly.
Robin looks Jenny up and down.
I'm still not convinced. Why should I let you join just like that? Because you hit a guy?
Michelle is out for the rest of the season. Jenny can fill her spot. Tonight.
We don't know that she's out of the rest of the season.
Her husband won't let her.
What makes you so sure?
She told me.
Jenny cuts through their bickering.
I need this. I came out here tonight.
A beat. It pains Jenny to say it.
Just give me a chance.
Robin glances between Sherry and Jenny, giving Jenny one more up and down look.
You really want this?
Yes, ma'am.
A beat. Robin narrows her eyes before nodding, a sense of recognition between the two of them.
Fine. Go get some knee pads and shit from the locker room.
Sherry starts to pull Jenny away.
And another thing.
Sherry and Jenny stop in their tracks.
Drop the mom shit, all right? I'm not your mom. Now go before I change my mind.
The rest of the team looks on as Jenny and Sherry wheel away.
What are you idiots looking at?
The team scatters. End of Act 2.
Interior 96th Street subway station day. A quarters slap onto a counter. A young student 8 at the newsstand in the platform center snatches blue sour straws as a handful of Neoroquinos board and exit the uptown train docked at the platform.
Stand clear of closing doors, please. Yay, hold the doors for me.
Hurry us up.
Beep as the doors close and Will steps from behind the backside of the newsstand. He pulls his hood from over his head as he comes out of hiding. He walks around to the front of the newsstand and searches, ignoring newsstand attendant 52 Middle Eastern fake friendly.
That's you, Zach.
So sorry. I totally lost it. What's the page?
Page 24.
My goodness, I'm so sorry, guys.
Well, it's page 12 of the document.
Oh, thank you, Seth.
Wow. Guys, I can't find it. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Mini-me
I'll do
lackey
it.
is my role, right? Mini-me lackey.
No, you're newsstand attendant as well.
We're in
Oh, I didn't see that.
Armistead. Armistead.
Armistead, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's why. Okay, here we go. Newsstand.
Okay, good.
How you doing, my friend?
Can I get today's paper?
You want newspaper?
You have it?
Yes, I have, my friend. But I don't usually see, young guy like you wanting newspaper, Good for you, brother.
A quick beat as newsstand attendant stares awkwardly.
So can I get it?
What kind of paper you want, brother? You want New York Times, National Enquirer, Wall Street Journal?
I just want, to see the daily news.
Daily news, we have.
He turns and grabs the daily news from behind him and places it on the counter. Will picks up the newspaper and looks at the date, November 26, 2019. He quickly looks through the pages.
$1.50, brother.
Will checks his pockets. Empty.
Can I just look real quick? I just need to.
A hand slaps the paper down from Will's view.
No, sorry. $1.50 or you cannot. It is a newspaper. If I let you get the news for free.
Well, I understand, sir, but it won't take me longer than.
I cannot, sir.
The newsstand attendant grabs the paper now, but Will does not let go.
Please let go of the paper and leave.
2 seconds ago, I was my brother. Now.
The middle seam rips a 1/4 inch as the newsstand attendant tugs and Will tightens his grip.
If you cannot pay.
Look, my friend, I've already had an impossible day.
The newsstand attendant's eyes find the bullet holes in Will's hoodie. He looks back up to find Will's eyes glowing red.
Now you can make my day worse by being an asshole, or you can just shut up a minute while I read the fucking paper.
The newsstand attendant's eyes are locked in Will's overwhelm, an enticing gaze. His eyes do not or cannot move.
Yes, my friend. Read the fucking paper.
Thick sludge blood is running from Will's left nostril as he rummages through the newspaper. Mayor Hollywood condemns Bronx murder of 2, blood of 3rd man discovered, likely shooter. Below the headline in large photo of clean-cut young mayor standing at a podium are photos of Tito and Chucky.
These senseless killings continue to destroy our communities from the inside out.
The new New York is a place where all neighborhoods and boroughs can expect safety. Blood from a 3rd young man has been identified, so Bronx residents hear this promise. Neither I nor the NYPD will rest until he no longer terrorizes your home, our home. Will squints to focus on the photos of Chucky when again flashback.
It's families out here you can choose, right?
Interior 4-low house living room night.
Shit, don't always perfectly line up like that, so we got an arrangement that allows business to keep going.
Well, let's figure out where the holes are.
Exterior street corner Bronx, New York City night.
I've been doing business with 4-low for years. You the only nigga to show up talking about errors.
Exterior street corner Bronx, New York City night later. Pat, 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 pat. Metal clangs on the scale finds the ground among a cacophony of shells. Empty click. The 3 unmasked black men disappear down the block. End flashback. Interior 96th Street, subway station day. Anger and pain swell in his eyes as he remembers all of those important memories with his friend.
Fuck, man. Tito, Chuck, I'm sorry. It wasn't supposed to go down like that.
His eyes glow a bright red, then dim as he quickly regulates his grief to return to the article. His eyes scan, darting from line to line in search of some specific info.
Police are searching for William DeLeon, the prime suspect who they believe sustained injuries during the gun warfare that took the lives of Charles Chucky Thompson, 22, and Alberto Tito Riviera, 26.
Below the text is an image of Will throwing up the peace sign in a backwards baseball cap, courtesy of Facebook.
No fucking way. They put this on me? He will pay y'all, I promise.
Will's flash red with rage.
The next #1 Uptown train is now arriving on the local platform.
The newsstand attendant stands exactly as he did before, completely stuck.
Yo, thanks for the newspaper, dude.
He chunks the paper on the counter, wipes his nose with his sleeve, pulls his hood over his head, and walks briskly to board the train. Exterior street corner, Bronx, New York City, night. 6 men in black hoodies, jackets, boots stand conducting business on the dimly lit street corner. 3 of the men are the unmasked gunman. The others are Sage and his lackeys. Sage hands a wrapped package of product to Jared, 34, medium build, thick beard.
Look good?
Shit. You know I can trust you, baby.
You my nigga. You know I got you.
But what the fuck we got this week?
Man, this shit hits hard, but tastes like fucking cotton candy or some shit.
What you call him? Dope ass name helps when I'm trying to push it.
Vic, 28, low down pro, speaks up from his position as the right-hand man.
Suckers. Most people just...
Lackey 2 closes his mouth and does a sucking motion, then sticks out his tongue.
Still till it's gone.
Bet. You trying to keep putting me... You just keep putting me on. Especially with that new shit. Whatever it is, we can move it.
That's the spirit I like. Yeah, so we all good, my... No, go.
Whoosh!
No, we're not.
Blood spatters onto Sage's face, a hand with shard claws. Pierces Jared's chest, presenting in it his beating heart. Amber eyes glow hot behind Jared's stunned, dying body. Sage and his 2 lackeys flee to a Cadillac Escalade parked nearby on the corner. Will gives chase. Will's ribcage contracts painfully. He claws off his hoodie. Vic racks a 45. Will's focus snaps to Vic. His eyes flash a red warning.
Oh, shit!
Vic unloads his clip as fast as he can at Will. Will evades the shots by shifting left and right so quickly that Vic can only make out blurs of where he has been. Instead, tink, 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 as bullets pelt Sage's fleeing Escalade.
Fuck, man, just die.
Click, 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 empty. Blood streams from Will's nostrils as he stands arrogantly, eyes glowing red. Muscles, bones, blood vessels flex and contract as his ribcage squeezes again. But the pain just fuels his rage.
You done?
Will's blazing eyes pulse hotter as he summons energy and launches straight up, suspending midair. Vic drops the pistol in his hand and withdraws another from the waistband of his exposed boxers. Will descends towards Vic with claws bared. Bang! A bullet strikes Will below the right shoulder. Bang! Another hits him in his lower left ribcage. He slams to the concrete. Fade out.
Interior, Andre's house, office, morning. Andre's on his Bluetooth.
He walked out without even saying goodbye.
Christy, calm down. Look, I'm sure he didn't mean it.
He wanted to hurt me.
He's a stubborn Scorpio, but you guys have great energy. He talks my ear off about you all the time.
He does? No, he doesn't.
He does. Look, Jonah is an honest fantasy, okay?
What?
Honest fantasy. Look, I know him well enough to know he's real and would never fake anything. He's not some actor, right? He's a sensitive guy, and he wears his heart on his sleeve.
What if I just want a fantasy?
You don't, honey. Trust me. Honest fantasies are better because they're genuine, at least. You know, they can't be bought or rented. Ever. What you see is what you get. Every moment with him is real.
He doesn't love me.
Of course he does, honey.
If he loved me, he wouldn't have fucked my friend right in front of me.
Christy.
Interior, Andre's house, office, minutes later. Jonah and Andre mid-argument.
What the fuck was I supposed to say to that?
She's so delusional. I refused to sleep with Nadine, and she fucking begged me. Jesus, it was like being sexually assaulted.
You could have stopped at any time, dude.
You don't believe me?
It's really difficult to prove assault against a paid escort, Jonah.
The fuck is wrong with you? Even if I don't consent.
But you did.
Taking a delusional person's side. You sound like mom right now.
Listen. You were gonna lose her.
Jonah freezes.
What did you do, huh? You give her a discount?
I had to give her the date for free.
I just went through hell for nothing!
Didn't have a choice, Jonah.
I earned that shit. She's got millions.
And if I'd charged her, we'd never see another cent. She demanded the freebie. I couldn't talk her out of it. I had to fix your mistake.
For doing what she asked?
You should have known.
You pushed me.
Don't pin this on me, Jonah. Your actions are yours alone.
Then you pay my fee.
André shakes his head.
Your fuck up. You're taking the hit. Hard lesson, but you needed it, obviously.
Jonah is stunned.
Unbelievable. Dressing up betrayal as a favor.
Near Death by Carlo and Erin Carreras. Interior FBI field office, interrogation room, night. Father Marco sits at a desk, chin low, exhausted. Jordan stands opposite, desperate to get the truth.
Where'd you get the explosives?
I already told you. The man with the mask left them. I was there to stop him.
Let's pretend this is an alternate universe in which that's actually true. Tell me, how'd you know what he was up to?
Father Marco exhales. He is in deep shit.
Father, silence won't help.
The priest casts his eyes down.
Should I call you a lawyer?
Stop the recording, please.
The interrogation camera rests on a tripod. Jordan kills it. Father Marco points at the double mirror.
My agents are all too busy to be back there. It's just me and you, I guarantee.
Kate, since I came back from the dead, I've had visions of that man, like a remote viewer.
Oh, Jesus fucking.
No, it's true. Before he kills somebody, my mind goes right there and stays there until it's over, so I see it.
What is this, some new way of religious horseshit? My agents are pulling out dead bodies.
How many?
Still counting.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to save them all. I'm truly sorry.
Father, when I was stationed in Africa, I saw hundreds of people die because of the fairy tales they got from your church. I fucking hate it. So I'll have no regrets making sure you get life in prison if you keep messing with me. Clear?
He nods.
And I'm going to ask you one last time. How are you involved in all this?
Like I said, through my visions.
Jordan stares, brewing a violent appetite.
Boss.
Go ahead, Morton.
Intercut to exterior ground zero on Phoenix Street, night. Rescue operations are rapid. Morton walks away from them, speaking into the walkie-talkie.
Tally's complete. 4 people cashed in their chips, 2 injured. Could have gone much worse.
Much worse. Jordan's neurons ignite. She eyes Father Marco.
Copy. See if you can find eyewitnesses.
On it. Also, the Wasco shooting sync list is ready. Down to 100 roughly.
Good. Thank you.
End intercut. Jordan holsters the radio, keeping her eyes on the priest.
I know what you're up to. You plant a bomb in a crowded place, staging mayhem. Then you prevent it in the nick of time and blame Ripface. And so a man of God becomes a hero. What a creative way to revamp your church.
Roar, roar, roar. The sound of a truck rumbles into Father Marco's ears. He stops breathing, terrorized. His pupils dilate while his mind leaps into interior moving truck, night, vision. Where Ripface drives on, his eyes glistening with purpose. The electronic detonator rests on the passenger's seat. Its wires are connected to the back of the truck through holes in the partition door. Father Marco's mind's eye seeps beyond the partition, seeing the 23 tons of devastation. OMG, the priest's mind's eye pounces on Ripface's cell phone. The navigator is in use. Destination, the FBI field office, in division. Back on Father Marco in the interrogation room, desperate. His words spurt out like water from a geyser.
Oh God, he's coming here, Ripface, with a huge bomb.
What's this now?
He's driving a moving truck loaded with those backpacks, hundreds.
And you know this because...
I'm seeing it in my mind.
You're done.
Jordan goes to grab him, but he yanks away.
No. He's pulling in the parking lot behind this building as we speak. If you don't do something, we'll be blown to smithereens.
Jordan shakes her head, depleted.
Kate, it won't just be us, but many more. Maybe the whole neighborhood. Send me to prison for life. I don't care, but save these people. I'm telling you. I swear to God.
Jordan inspects him, years of behavioral expertise in play. The priest seems as earnest as they come. She notes his pupils, inhumanely dilated. Now she's scared.
Describe the truck.
Large, white, with a rising phoenix painted on both sides.
Interior FBI field office hallway, night. Jordan exits the interrogation room and walks to a window. Here she gets an 11th floor eagle eye on the neighborhood and to a parking lot just outside the federal building compound where a moving truck parks between sporadic cars. Make no mistake, it's huge, white, and bears a rising phoenix painted on both sides.
Goddamn fucking shit.
Interior, moving truck, night. Ribface kills the truck's engine and turns the electronic detonator on. A selection of ×2 explosion flashes on the screen. From 60 minutes all the way down to 5. Ribface selects 5. Then he types a password on the keypad. Mess with the best, die like the rest. A countdown starts. 5, 4:59, 4:58, 4:57. Ribface cocks his gun and relaxes back against his headrest, surveying the groundings.
This is it, Jordy. On my way.
Interior, interrogation room, night. Jordan bolts back in.
All right, Father. What is Ribface doing right now?
He's waiting in the truck. He's activated the detonator. We have less than 5 minutes, but I think you can disarm this thing with a password. Mess with the best.
Talk on the way. Let's go.
Exterior parking lot outside FBI field office, night. Father Marco and Jordan arrive. He sees the moving truck from a distance, breathless. This is all freaking real.
Approach him from the front.
Father Marco winces, frightened.
Walk towards him from the front. I got you. Trust me. Go.
Intercut to interior moving truck, night. The countdown, 1:19, 1:18, 1:17. Ribface wipes sweat off his forehead. The end is near. He squints as he looks beyond the windshield and sees Father Marco, who walks towards the truck, his hand reaching out, just like on their first encounter in the church.
Of course.
Ribface turns on the headlights, disorienting the priest. As he does so, Jordan sprints to the side window. Ribface points the gun at her. Too late. Pow, 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 pow. Bullets cut through the glass and pierce his upper body. He wilts on the seat, dropping his gun. Jordan pulls Ribface's body onto the ground and takes his place, finding the detonator. 101, 1, 59, 58. She goes to switch it off when a violent yank siphons her out of the truck. It's Ribface, still alive. Jordan spots a few bullets stuck into his bulletproof vest. She aims her gun at his head, but he Wing Chuns it out of the way. Then he pins her down and punches her in the face. He punches again and again and again. It's a deadly onslaught. Jordan's face goes to purple. She's about to check out. One Rose, written by Richa Rudola. Interior, India classroom, day, dream. Large empty classroom with rows of bench-like desks and seats. Sounds of creaking furniture. On a seat, out of sight, under the desks, a South Asian woman, 30s, leans her head back, sighing with pleasure. She wears a graduation hat and a robe. The robe covers her half-naked body underneath. This is Karina. Servicing Karina under the desk, face out of sight, is a brown man. His motion is the source of the creaking sound. Just as Karina comes close to climaxing, out of nowhere, a speeding car bursts into the room. Interior, MIT classroom, continuous. Karina wakes up. She's still in a classroom, but it's not the same one. A full class is in session with Dr. Brian Levine, stern face, fastidious. His voice floats to the surface. He straightens up. Their eyes meet briefly. He looks away, a flash of displeasure evident on his face. Interior, MIT classroom, later. Class is ended. Students gather their things and leave. As Karina passes Levine's desk, he looks up.
Karina, Can you stay back a moment?
She walks up to his desk, fidgeting. Levine waits for the last student to trickle out before turning to Karina. He holds what looks like Karina's latest research paper. She gulps. He clears his throat before talking.
If I didn't know better, I could have mistaken this for a piece in the student newspaper. I've never before needed to ask this question in this program, but astrology?
I'm sorry, Professor. I just wanted to explore it as a faulty matchmaking domain.
He gives her a hard look.
Do you recall your PhD statement of purpose?
Of course.
That paper, which came before any coursework, qualifying exam, and 1 year of research, was more scientific than this pseudoscience territory you're playing in now. I find this neither sufficient and far from necessary.
She nods, stricken. He softens his tone a tad.
Have you considered a master's?
She blinks, confused.
Masters in what?
He meets her gaze. She understands.
Not everyone has what it takes to survive a PhD program. It's perfectly acceptable to cut your losses. Lots of job opportunities here or back home for you.
She opens her mouth to speak, struggles for words as she watches him pack up his things.
Think about it.
I've thought about getting a PhD my whole life.
He looks up at her.
Then you know you have your work cut out for you. I need to see demonstrable progress on your agreed-upon area of research of dating algorithms. Think big. Think big data.
He leaves. Off her anxious face, exterior car, evening. Karina gazes out the window of the moving car. Next to her, a Caucasian man, 30s, drives. This is Stoney Markham, 30s, mild-mannered, good-natured. They ride in silence into the suburbs away from the city. He glances over and sees her lost in thought.
You want to end the line?
Karina comes out of her reverie, shrugs.
I don't care. You pick.
Don't think about that asshole, Carrie.
He's right. Who else in the department had to take the qualifying exam 2 times?
You're not the first person in the world to fail PhD quals. What you need is a better advisor.
There's no one else that specializes in collaborative filtering methods.
You've had enough of a rough day. Don't give him the power to make it worse. Tell me about this morning. What caused the accident?
I already told you. I don't remember. I was running late.
What if it happens again? We should see a doctor.
The doctor's not going to save my PhD.
He looks at her.
Not taking care of yourself is definitely not the way to be completing.
Watch out!
A moose comes into view in front of the car on the street. Alarmed, Stoney slams the brakes, screeching the car to a halt, just a few feet in front of the motionless animal. The moose stares straight ahead at them, a beat as they catch their breath.
Motherfucker! Are you okay?
A shaken Karina nods.
You?
Stoney reaches over to give her a kiss. He opens the car door to let some air in. Around them, the street is deserted, even though it's only dusk. Unfazed, the moose continues to stare at the car through the windshield. Karina meets its gaze, not taking her eyes off the animal.
How the hell did you make it this far into the city, fella?
The moose stares back blankly. Stoney considers whether to leave the car, then closes the door. He starts the car and slowly drives around the moose. The moose turns, too, facing the car. Karina maintains eye contact until the car drives away. With the animal out of sight, Karina finally exhales. Interior University Auditorium Day. A packed auditorium. Seated in the middle row next to a couple saved seats, Natalie waves down to Stoney and Karina. They scooch over to their seats. On stage, Levine is mid-speech.
But this full room should come as no surprise to anyone familiar with the work and charisma of our special guest.
Karina whispers to Stoney.
What's he doing here?
As they sit, Natalie answers the question. She holds a book by Deschamps titled Oniris, Dreams Personified.
They're both on the Diverse Intelligence Summit panel. I guess they're collaborators.
To welcome on stage a longtime friend of the university's, a neuroscientist par none, my friend and esteemed colleague, Dr. Raphael Deschamps.
A Caucasian man, 50s, walks over to the podium to applause, his salt and pepper hair a sharp contrast from his youthful face. Older Colin Firth meets younger Ralph Phineas. This is Dr. Raphael Deschamps. Natalie woos as though she's cheering a rock star. Stoney and Karina exchange a smile at her enthusiasm. The applause lulls as Deschamps takes the microphone, flashing his charming, bashful smile. He speaks with a slight French accent.
I wish I can come up with something nice to say here. I blame my jet lag. It's always nice to come back here. MIT is my home away from home. It's also a place where dreams come true. Isn't that right?
Nods and murmurs of yes from the audience. On that cue, Deschamps taps the clicker in his hand, and a slide comes up on the screen behind him. It shows a graphic of someone sleeping and a dream cloud hanging over them.
When I began my neuroscience research over 30 years ago, little did I know the joyride that awaited me. Despite its universal appeal, dreams have always been viewed with some skepticism, especially by the scientific community. My first PhD advisor considered dreams magical, but not in a good way. He held the view that true miracles in science can only happen inside a lab, and magic didn't happen in labs. Naturally, he called me "Comme un balai," dumb like a broom. Merci beaucoup.
He pauses for laughter from the audience, chuckling alongside. Karina leans in, intrigued.
But not anymore. Just in the past year, what we have accomplished with dream research seems unfathomable. We put man on the moon over 50 years ago, and now have found a way to capture the multitude of universes in our minds. MIT Sleep Lab has been a fantastic partner in this.
Stoney and Natalie grin excitedly. Karina smiles at them. Deschamps brings up another slide with some stats.
Let's do a show of hands. How many of you have ever had a dream?
He looks around as most hands in the room go up.
And how many of you never remember your dreams and forget them soon upon waking?
Many hands come down. Deschamps nods.
What about strange, very intense dreams? Like you're watching a film by David Lynch or Jean Rivette. Am I dating myself here? Anyone had those?
A few hands shoot up. Others remain raised. Hesitating, Karina keeps her hands down. Deschamps scans the large room.
Find me later. We should talk. If dreams are the next frontier upon whose pearly gates we find ourselves, it begs the question, what treasures await us beyond? Relief from trauma? Finding the love of our dreams? Escaping to our wildest fantasies? The possibilities are endless.
Off Karina's engaged look. Interior, apartment, bedroom, day, dream. Karina and Stoney's bedroom has been transformed. All the furniture has been removed. In the center sits a South Asian woman in a white sari, which indicates mourning. Fiercely proud, maternal, but in a manly way. This is Rashmi, Karina's mother, but she looks younger somehow. Stricken, Rashmi stares vacantly at a framed picture of a South Asian man, 40s, with a marigold garland around it. Indicates memoriam. The man bears a striking resemblance to Karina. All of a sudden, Rashmi howls. The effect is jarring. Karina backs away from the room and runs into the hallway. She nearly collides into something. It's the moose from the other day. Karina turns around to more howling. She screams.
Interior police station continuous. Heather opens the door to the station, revealing a small open floor with 3 cubicles, each with an old computer that looks like it's from the early 90s. A uniformed police officer, 40s, is on the phone scribbling notes on a Post-it. A receptionist, 20s, is at a printer.
God damn it.
She bangs on the side of the printer, pulling on a sheet of paper in a futile attempt to stop it from being eaten. To the side of her is Detective Raymond Reed, early 40s, searching around his desk. An old phone with a long cord is tucked under one ear. He places a hand over the receiver.
You seen my mug?
She shrugs at him before turning back to the printer. Ray presses a button on the phone. The sound of a grumpy old man's voice fills the room.
You say that, Ray. What I want to know is, what are you going to do about it, huh?
A uniformed cop glances up at Ray. Ray, half focused on David, looks around for his coffee mug.
You've got insurance, haven't you?
Ray spots his mug on the front counter. He reaches out for it as the receptionist inadvertently blocks his path. The receptionist mimes an apology, looking flustered. Heather looks on awkwardly.
Are you kidding me? Bloody premium would be more than a farm's worth. You know anyone around here with insurance? Bloody hell.
Ray steps to the side, letting the receptionist pass as he picks up his mug and darts back towards the phone.
Bloody pirates and bloody neckties, all of them. Shoot the lot of them. Are you even listening?
Look, if it's kids pranking around, doing joyrides, your stuff is going to show up sooner or later. They're not going to hide it at mom and dad's, are they?
It's not just the machinery now. I got livestock missing. Get off your ass, get out there and find my stuff.
Ray sighs, registering Heather's presence. He lifts a finger up and mouths, 1 second.
If I come and have another look around, will you get off my back?
You're going to take a proper look this time?
Ray lifts the receiver back to his ear. He presses a button, silencing the loudspeaker.
David, it was a proper look last time. Look, yes, Dave, I will go over the place with a fine-tooth comb, okay? I mean it. I'll do my best.
There is a moment of silence as Ray listens to the phone.
Okay, and say hi to...
Ray looks at the phone as if it's diseased.
Son of a bitch just hung up on me. Can you believe this shit?
Excuse me?
Ray slams down the phone. As if in response, the lights in the office flicker off and then back on. He takes no notice. Heather looks up at the lights, uneasy, then back at Ray.
Apologies. What can I do for you?
Morning. I was wondering if I could speak with Detective Reed.
Ray takes a swig of his coffee.
Yeah, that's me. And it's Ray, please. Detective makes it sound like I know what I'm doing, which, according to some, I do not.
Heather looks at Ray. It's the first time he's been still long enough for her to get a good look at him. He's dark and handsome with sun-kissed cheeks. He looks more like a surfer than a detective.
Ray, then. I was wondering if I could talk to you about my sister.
And who's your sister?
Kate. I'm...
Wilton. Heather.
Ray looks a little momentarily annoyed with himself.
Apologies. I meant to come and drop off your sister's stuff.
Yep. I've come to...
sort out the old place your sister bought. I just need you to sign some paperwork for her belongings here somewhere.
Ray looks down at his desk.
That's an annoying habit.
Ray looks quizzically at her.
Interrupting people?
I'm an annoying guy, at least before I've had my coffee.
Ray smiles and grabs a folder. Sipping coffee from his mug, he walks over to the main counter.
Look, I came to the house at the crack of dawn and found that the front door was open.
Ray slides the folder onto the counter and opens it.
I assure you we didn't leave it open.
Not saying that you did. It was open in any case. So I was looking around and I found something which looks like, well, like possible evidence.
Heather produces an engraved hip flask from her bag and shows Ray.
And that's supposed to be what exactly?
It belongs to my sister. It's engraved.
I'm sorry, I'm not following what this means.
Aren't you guys supposed to have taken everything that was possible evidence? I thought it might help with Kate's investigation.
Ray sighs and gestures to one of the cubicles in the corner of the room. The table is covered in folders. A half-eaten plate of toast sits on front of the computer. A number of kids' drawings are stuck to the cubicle walls, along with a hanging calendar. It's out of date by about 2 years. Ray is a busy guy.
Miss Wilton.
Heather,
please take a seat.
Heather sits down in an empty chair, placing the hip flask on the table. Ray sits opposite.
Sorry for the shortness. It's been a long morning.
Ray sounds genuine, as if dropping the silly, playful facade.
There's not really a need for evidence as such, as there's not really an investigation as such.
Please stop apologizing. Explain to me what that means.
Well, we really don't have much reason to think anything untoward has happened here. We're kind of leaning toward...
Heather leans forward in her chair.
For what?
Ray's tone shift as he changes the subject.
Look, was your sister a drinker?
Heather explodes.
Are you fucking serious?
Please calm down. Look, I'm sorry. You've come in here with an abandoned flask.
That's not what I said.
All right. Evidence. We found no reason to believe anything bad happened to her. Her car wasn't there. There was no sign of forced entry. No signs of anything sinister. Nobody even saw her coming to town as far as we know.
Ray takes a breath, exasperated.
Didn't anybody call you and explain all this?
Heather's about to answer, but Ray leaps back in.
The only thing we can assume at this stage is that maybe your sister had bitten off more than she could chew at the place. Done a runner. Happens more often than you'd think. People come looking for the quiet life, and it's not exactly what they expect.
Ray lifts his hands up and turns as if to say, look around.
It's not for everyone.
Ray picks up a piece of cold toast and absently starts eating. Heather eases down, less fury, more quiet desperation.
What kind of police station are you running here?
The kind that does the best we can with the resources we have.
Crack. The receptionist slams the lid of the paper tray back in place with a satisfied grin. Heather jumps, a growing look of frustration. Ray looks up and wipes crumbs from the side of his mouth.
Ooh, nice one. You show that beast.
Heather glares at him.
Feel good, do you? Sitting there with crumbs on your face?
Ray stops. He loses the grin.
Do you always talk to the police like this?
I usually don't talk to them at all.
Tip for next time, not everyone is going to be as nice as me. The next level of management up is a long, long way away. I'm sorry, but they're not interested in this old town.
Heather's turn to interrupt.
Do you have kids?
She nods towards the drawings plastered around Ray's cubicle.
Maybe you have two. I bet they look out for each other.
Ray stops chewing his toast. Heather has struck a nerve.
Maybe you're right. Maybe Kate did just find it too much. I haven't seen her in a while, but Kate's never been the reckless one in our family. She never found anything too much. Always been the responsible one.
Heather looks like she might say something more, but instead she just seems to nod to herself, lost in her thoughts. She changes her tone, wanting to get out of the station as quickly as possible.
Is there much stuff?
What?
Heather stands.
You said there were some things of hers?
Ray looks up at her.
Yeah, I'll just grab them.
Heather is trying hard to seem reasonable, calm.
I'll be staying in town for a while. A motel. Frankie's?
Yeah, no Frankie's.
Heather nods. Ray slides a box over the countertop. A slight look of concern for this total stranger.
Of course you do. Small town. Everybody knows everybody. I know the drill.
He hands her the folder from earlier, flips it open. He points a finger on the paper.
Just sign here.
She does as he says, signs, dates. Heather turns to walk out, the box of her sister's belongings in her hand. As she reaches the door,
boy and girl.
Heather stops just short of the front door, turns back.
Excuse me?
I have a boy and a girl. My wife doesn't know that I know, but I'm pretty sure we have another one on the way.
He sips on the last of his coffee, picking up his plate and moving over towards the office kitchenette.
She thinks that I don't notice, but I do pay attention. I notice.
Ray turns back to Heather.
Have a nice day, Heather.
Interior room, interview room, police station night. A cold, hard, windowless interview room, tables and 4 chairs. Sandra Wilkins, mid-30s, business professional, fire in her belly, sits on one side of the table with Raymond Castillo, late 30s, a beaten man, shoulders dropped, head down. Mike stands in the corner, arms folded. Ben enters with a brown leather satchel, acknowledges Sandra with a brief smile, calmly sits opposite Raymond, takes out some notes.
Good morning, Raymond. My name is Professor Sager. We're going to record this evaluation session today. Is that okay with you?
Yes, that's fine, Professor. My client has signed all the waivers. You're a busy man these days. Thank you for taking the time to meet us.
Of course. These cases are important. Your case is important, Raymond.
Officer Lois Ramirez, mid-20s, uniformed, a bubbly exterior that belies some serious smarts, enters fumbling a lot of folders and notepads. A couple of the folders hit the floor. She picks them up quickly, sits next to Ben.
Sorry I'm late. My son's school bus broke down and I had to pick him up. Then he left his lunch on the bus and we had to go back and... Sorry, go ahead, Professor.
You're the hypnotist from the papers? My lawyer says you can help me.
Ben shares a quick glance with Sandra, smiles to Raymond.
Hypnotherapist, yes. And if I can help you, Raymond, then I promise you I will. This session is going to help determine that.
I didn't do this. I mean, everything just turned white. I don't remember any of it. You gotta help me. I don't want to go to prison, okay? I have a family. And you can prove I didn't do this, right?
Mike moves to stand directly behind Ben. Ben shifts uneasily in his chair, acutely aware of Mike's presence.
I can try to prove you were under the influence of a brain recalibration event, a recal. That can be a very effective diminished capacity defense.
Mike glances at the clock, jaw tightening. Lois studiously takes notes as Ben speaks. Raymond is unconvinced.
Sure. Okay. How exactly do you do that?
Lois cuts in.
We identify the sensorial triggers of the recal, try to recreate it.
Ben cheerfully directs Raymond to Lois's answer.
How many times has that worked?
Lois checks her notes, not as excited to answer this one.
You've only just begun the program.
How many times?
A beat.
None in the program so far. Once before that.
Wow. Great odds. What am I doing here?
I think what the professor is saying is that...
Why don't you just start your little show, Professor?
Sandra looks at Mike, biting her tongue. Ben smiles through any frustration that he has with Mike, then slowly stands, arms relaxed by his side, palms slightly open. His voice takes on a calm, monotone, and firm timbre.
Raymond, when I say the word stand and not before, you're going to stand up. Place both your arms straight out in front of you at shoulder height like this. And then close your eyes. Stand.
Raymond looks to Sandra, who encourages him. He tentatively stands, holding out his arms, closes his eyes.
Good. I want you to imagine you're holding 2 buckets, one in each hand. You feel the buckets, Raymond?
Raymond's hands tighten into fists.
Yes.
Great. The bucket in your left hand is slowly filling with sand. You hear the sand falling into the bucket. Hear the sand, Raymond?
Raymond's face noticeably relaxes.
Feel the bucket in your left hand getting heavier and heavier.
Raymond's left arm begins dropping. Ben glances approvingly at Sandra.
Good. You're doing great, Raymond. The buckets are gone now. Arms by your side, eyes still closed. You're now watching yourself at your party last night. See yourself in the back garden. See the table. See the gun.
Exterior back garden, Raymond's house, night, flashback. A small garden space of a suburban house. Garden table, chairs, portable grill, party guests chit-chatting, drinking. A man, 40s, in a Hawaiian shirt, animatedly tells a story to some guests as he places a handgun on the table. Raymond stands alone, staring at the handgun.
See yourself, Raymond?
Yes.
Good. See yourself pick up the gun and shoot the man in the Hawaiian shirt. You see yourself do that?
Raymond picks up the gun from the table, shoots the man. People start screaming.
Yes.
Why do you think you shot that man, Raymond?
Exterior, desert, night. Raymond's memory flashback. Barren, stony desert, military-style tents. A bearded Middle Eastern man, 40s, holding a steel rod, its tip white hot, laughing wildly. Interior, interview room, police station, night, present. Raymond's forehead tightens.
He killed Sarge.
Ben quickly references his notes.
In Afghanistan.
Raymond takes shallow, rapid breaths, hands shaking. Sandra throws Ben a concerned look. Ben signals to her to hold off just a little longer.
Yes? I don't know. I can't. Why can't I remember?
Raymond's overcome with emotion, his legs about to give way. Sandra goes to intervene.
Open your eyes, Raymond. It's okay.
Raymond's eyes open, takes a moment to settle himself.
You can sit down now, Raymond. You did great.
Raymond sits, shaken by what just happened.
You've been taking woke since you were in the military?
Yeah. We were some of the first. You think that caused this?
We process traumatic events in our long-term memory, Raymond. Without sleep, short-term memory rarely gets committed to long-term. So we begin forgetting those traumatic events. On the face of it, not a bad thing.
Mike shifts restlessly in place.
But those unprocessed traumas remain in the subconscious mind. And in there, they fester and grow and grow, eventually exploding back into the conscious mind in the form of waking hallucinations, recals.
You think it had something to do with Afghanistan?
We need to investigate that, yes.
What's next?
Schedule a full hypnotic session as soon as possible in a more relaxed environment.
We'll let you know. For now, get back to your cell.
When will you let us know? Your lead hypo-investigator has evaluated my client and is recommending immediate...
Sager reports to me. And I'm telling you, we'll let you know.
Mike shows everyone the door. Ben tries to give Sandra and Raymond a reassuring smile as they exit.
Cloistered by M. Rowan Meyer. Interior, Our Lady of Faith, Day, Fall 2005. Heavenly voices sing a soft, beautiful hymn in three-part harmony. A sea of parishioners listens from the pews of an ornate, though run-down Catholic church.
I, the Lord of sea and sky, I have heard my people cry. All who dwell in dark and sin, my hand will save.
A dozen habited nuns sing from the risers. They are young, old, and many colors. In the middle is Sister Bridget, or Bridge, 50, weathered, features but sturdy.
I who make the stars of night, I will make their darkness light. Who will bear my light to them? Who shall I send?
Bridge suddenly tenses, fear darkening her face. She squirms slightly, trying to be inconspicuous. A young nun next to her gives her a quizzical look.
Here I am, Lord, is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night.
Something slides down her robes. It lands with a fleshy thud between her feet. A very lifelike dildo.
I will go, Lord, if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart.
Bridge slowly tries to ease it behind her, but it's too floppy. The balls keep getting in the way.
Finest bread I will provide, till their hearts be satisfied. I will give my life to them. Who shall I send?
The conductor signals to Bridge. Everyone stops. What's going on? Bridge suddenly remembers her solo. Sweating profusely, she delivers the final chorus in her rich, deep baritone.
Here I am, Lord, it is I, Lord. I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, Lord, if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart.
The choir rejoins her for the finale. In one last attempt to conceal the penis, Bridge pushes it backwards with her feet, but too hard. It falls beneath the risers.
I will hold your people in my heart.
The hymn resolves, the nuns sit. Beads of sweat roll down Bridge's petrified face. Roll title card, Cloistered. Interior Our Lady of Faith, night. A flashlight beam cuts through the darkness of the empty church. Bridge searches under the risers on hands and knees. She reaches as far as she can, feels something, and comes back with a rosary. That's it. The dildo is gone.
You found it.
Bridge yelps. Sister Margot, 26, bright-eyed, chipper, crouches over Bridge's shoulder. She takes the rosary.
I've been looking for this for ages.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Just Margot's fine. Sorry, did I scare you?
My entire life flashed before my eyes.
How was it?
Disappointing. What are you doing out of bed?
Why, Sister Kettle, aren't we black?
When I was your age, insolent nuns were whipped.
I thought you might be a burglar or PCP or something. Or worse, a nun smuggler.
Nun smuggler?
Oh, it's a thing. Do you have any idea how much we go for on the dark web? We're basically human caviar.
I don't have time for this. You need to leave.
Bridge walks down the center aisle between the pews. Margot lopes after her.
First, tell me what you're looking for.
Leprechauns. I'm Irish Catholic.
I can help you. Just trust me.
Now, sister.
Mother effer.
Excuse me.
Mother Fletcher.
Margot points to the side door where Mother Fletcher, 72, stern, flinty, the same stuff as nightmares, enters with a candle. Bridge grabs Margot and ducks behind two pews. They clutch each other, trying not to breathe. Mother Fletcher walks past them towards the pulpit. Bridge signals to Margot to crawl to the far aisle. They creep to the rear door, exiting the church just as Mother Fletcher turns their way. Interior Our Lady of Faith, convent. Bridge and Margot jog to the dormitory, stopping at Bridge's room. They catch their breath and laugh shakily.
My heart is beating so fast.
She places Bridge's hand over her heart, then places her own hand over Bridge's heart.
Yours too.
That woman's a saint, but she turns my blood to ice.
Really? I don't think I've ever felt so hot in my life.
Bridge takes back her hand. Margot does the same.
It's late.
Yes.
Thank you, I think.
You're welcome, I think.
Good night, Sister Margot.
Go.
I'm going.
No, me go.
Oh, good night. Go.
Good night, Sister Bridget.
Bridge.
Bridge.
Bridge opens her door, but stops.
What if I had been a nun smuggler? What exactly do you think you were going to do?
Honestly, I hadn't thought that far ahead. I've never been a fighter. Though perhaps in the heat of the moment, I would have clubbed him with this.
She takes out Bridge's dildo from her robe pocket. Bridge's mouth falls open. Margot, bursting with joy, tosses it to Bridge and races down the hall to her room. Bridge stands frozen, penis in hand.
Misadventure, written by Jake Morgan. Chapter 2, The God-Forsaken Journal. Interior, Amelia's townhouse, night. Dark as shit. Josie sneaks to the steps, hearing the sounds of general burglary. Slips out her phone. Intercut with exterior Walmart parking lot, night. By his white van, Van accepts some cash and discreetly hands a bag of weed to some local teens. Phone rings. He answers.
Sup, Babe Town?
Someone's breaking into Amelia's house.
I generally don't advise this, but you should call the police.
The cops stopped taking me seriously after our prank calls.
God, those were hilarious.
I need your help.
Look, I'm working.
You didn't come to my sister's wake. The last thing you can do is get over here and defend my honor.
Did you want me at the wake?
I mean, no.
Then don't be mad at me.
I'm not. Screw it. Someone's burglaring my dead sister, and it's not okay.
Stay with Josie as she kills the call. Heart racing, she creeps up the steps and into Amelia's study. It's silent. Through an open window, moonlight shows a desk, a classical long sword on the wall, but no bandit.
Guess he left?
A hooded thief grabs her from behind. Josie fights, but he chokes her, flashing a tattoo of a gray hand on his hand. She starts to fade. Then she bites the hell out of him, breaks free, grabs a book, hurls it at his head, but misses, smacking the decorative sword on the wall.
Really? What did you think a book was going to do?
The sword falls, point down through his foot. Stunned, the thief looks at Josie. She gapes back. That blade's in there real deep. They both scream. As the thief tugs at the sword, he falls out the window. Josie rushes over, looking down to see the thief is gone.
That's why you don't rob the dead!
A shelf collapses, causing Josie to jump like a coward. Cut to interior, Amelia's townhouse, next day. A portly, stern-browed cop, Officer Goodmiller, 40s, stands among the wreckage, not buying Josie's story.
You get a good look at that guy?
I didn't see his face, but he did have a trashy hand tat.
And he fell out the window.
After I hit him with the sword.
He jots that down. Bridget walks in, stunned by the mess.
Was it a burglary or an earthquake?
Mrs. Hunt, there's no evidence of forced entry. All the major electronics are intact. My guess, attic looking for kill.
Scum of the earth.
Cases like this, it's often someone who knew the victim.
He studies Josie a little too closely.
Okay.
If you were at the scene, you have a record.
I was in high school.
How about the other times? DUI, prank calls, mild prostitution?
That was a misunderstanding, and I apologize to that preacher.
You're a bit of a legend at the station. We have to consider everything at this point.
You don't think I did this, right?
A brief hesitation from Bridget, and that's all it takes.
Josie, of course not.
Pissed, Josie storms upstairs and into Amelia's study. She paces, looks to the desk to find a photo of her tween, braces-wearing self, along with her mom, teenage Amelia, and dad. Young Josie's in his arms, looking so safe and so happy.
Since we lost your dad, it's been a battle.
Josie kicks the desk. A panel breaks open.
Shit.
As Josie tries to fix it, she finds something. This isn't a broken piece. It's a secret panel. She reaches in to find a blue leather-bound journal. Curious, she flips through. The diary's full of sketches and findings from Amelia's secret adventures. Josie has no fucking clue what she's looking at.
Josie?
Josie smuggles the book, going back down to the foyer. She breezes by Bridget and Goodmiller, out of the house.
You okay?
My sister died, and I was choked by a burglar. Never better.
Don't leave town on me.
Don't overdose on a Whataburger.
Off Bridget, looking apologetic to the cop. Exterior, Amelia's townhouse, day. Josie tosses the blue journal into her banged-up sedan. Across the road, a black SUV surveys the scene. We recognize the brooding figure behind the wheel. Our foot-stabbed thief. He slaps a mosquito on his neck.
Goddamn swamp state.
Interior Tallahassee pub, day. Josie pours through the pages of Amelia's journal. Van's ignoring her, balls deep in a round of the bar's finest arcade entertainment, Big Buck Hunter.
Amelia's journal has all these crazy-ass stories. It says she was almost sacrificed by Mayans in Belize. What does that even mean?
Van keeps shooting. Irked, Josie takes his gun, no looking as she fires. In the game, everything on screen dies. A few deer, a bear, a poorly pixelated Osama bin Laden.
It's scary hot when you do that.
Not like it's a real gun.
Tell that to my fear boner.
Pay attention, dude. This is weird. Amelia thought she was Dora the Explorer or something.
I thought I was that dude from Mario once.
You mean Mario?
Yeah, but it was just shrooms.
He goes back to shooting as Josie considers.
Do you think Amelia was on drugs?
Upper middle class white woman in Florida? I'd go with Vicodin. Side of Xanax.
We hadn't talked in a while. I guess she could have been in a bad spot.
You'd think her boyfriend would have paid attention to her.
That gives Josie an idea.
Smithy, I'm out of here. Lady stuff's acting up.
In the corner, Smithy grimaces. Josie leaves on a mission.
So, smash and cuddle later? Not hearing no.
Sexy Teen Squad, Undercover Monster Hunters, written by John Bershad. Exterior high school parking lot, night. The night is dark and spooky. Classic horror weather. The sound of a vicious wind blowing through the trees is matched only by the rhythmic shaking of a parked car. Interior car back seat continuous. Inside, two teens, Aiden and Zoe, are making out. It's a typical gross teen kissing, lots of unnecessary tongue. Suddenly, Zoe breaks away.
Can we go someplace more secluded? This parking lot is way public.
Yeah, good call, babe. I hate it if someone saw our private moment. Uber driver, can we move?
Sure enough, there's an Uber driver right up front.
I hate my job.
Let's go to Lover's Lane.
Whoa, Aiden. I heard that a man with a hook, like with a hook hand, killed people at Lover's Lane. He gutted them like a fish, and then he ate them, also like a fish.
Geez. Okay, how about Makeout Point?
A ghost killed the volleyball team there.
Kissing Creek?
Werewolf attack?
Dang. Isn't there anywhere safe?
Smash cut to Dry Hand Job Lake night. Now parked near a sign reading Dry Hand Job Lake. Interior car back seat continuous. Aiden and Zoe make out again. She pulls away.
Oh shoot, I just remembered. This is where a clown man killed people.
Come on.
If it helps, he wasn't a real clown. I mean, he was dressed like a clown, had balloons like a clown, and wore the peeled off face of a clown he murdered as kind of a gruesome mask, but no circus officially hired him.
Well, thank God for that. Hey, wait a second. Do you hear something?
He opens his car door. Creepy music is playing.
Oh my God, what is that?
They sit terrified as the music builds and builds until...
Oh, wait, that's just my ringtone. Here.
Aiden holds up his phone and stops the music.
Your ringtone is creepy circus music?
No, it's Billie Eilish. It's a Billie Eilish song, but when you think about it, there's not that much of a difference, and
Suddenly, an unseen person outside brings a machete right down into Aiden's head. Blood spatters Zoe as she screams.
Drive! You gotta change the destination in the app.
Zoe picks up Aiden's dropped phone and frantically scrolls through the app. She stops when something distracts her.
Uber Eats discount? Who wants that?
It's too late. The killer's blade comes swinging down again. Interior, Carly's bedroom morning. Zoe's screams become the sound of a harsh alarm noise. We are in an overly neat bedroom of Carly Clapp, an overly cautious 17-year-old girl.
Alexa, play motivational speech.
A voice message recorded by Carly begins to play as she jumps up and starts getting ready.
Good morning, Carly Clapp. This is you, Carly Clapp. Reminder that today is the day you've been waiting for. Most people would view moving into a new town because your dad lost his job as a bad thing, but you know it's an opportunity.
Carly pins an unflattering photo of herself, bulky sweatshirt, face obscuring glasses, etc., to the mirror. On it she writes, before. As the recorded message continues playing, we see a montage of Carly getting prepared. Showering and shaving her legs with utmost precision, attempting to copy makeup tutorials on YouTube, hesitantly applying the giant Hobag brand lip gloss.
At your old school, you were a loser. You never went to parties. You never kissed anyone. Hell, the only time you saw a boy naked was when Colin Stivers got pantsed. And since he lost a testicle in a snowboarding accident, you've still only seen one ball. But you've spent the last month and a half reinventing yourself. And at this new school, you will be popular. You will be sexy. And God damn it, you will see all the testicles.
This triumphant moment is in the recording is, of course, the exact moment that Carly's stressed father, Courtney, has chosen to enter the room. He looks mortified.
Breakfast is ready.
He quickly backs out the door. Carly continues getting ready.
Carly Clapp, take a look at the brand new you.
She steps up to the mirror and we see that her reflection looks identical to the before picture. Nothing has changed.
Frick.
Interior Clapp house kitchen later. Carly walks sadly into the kitchen where her cheerfully distracted mother, Bridget, is sipping coffee while Courtney and her obnoxious young brother, Trevor, eat.
Ready for the new school, hun?
Carly grumbles unintelligibly.
Just believe in yourself. You're the coolest kid I know.
Thanks, Mom.
You set your speech to play on the house speakers.
Carly's voice can be heard throughout the entire house.
You will see all the testicles. All the testicles. All the testicles. Alexa, stop. Stop.
It's both the testicles. Idiot.
Trevor, leave your sister alone. Personally, I think it's great she's uncool. I was popular in high school. You know what happens to popular kids? They grow up. And then they have to spend thousands of dollars going to weddings for high school friends they barely remember.
Honey, calm down.
You know how much it costs to be a groomsman? It's insane. Never make friends.
Too late, Dad. Starting today, I'm gonna be cool.
She's instantly undercut by the recording still playing.
Here are the types of testicles I want to see. Droopy? Not droopy?
Unplanned by Kat Davis and Scott Peterman. Interior Chicago cryobank afternoon. Kat, 35, has no idea she's short, and her wife, Tara, early 30s, still feels the burn, cautiously enter the sperm bank lobby. A few college-age guys wait to donate.
I can't believe we're about to buy sperm. I've spent my entire adult life avoiding sperm.
Is it just me, or is everything in this place sticky?
Why hasn't some nice lesbian scientist figured out how to make a baby using 2 eggs by now?
Oh, she has. Good luck getting the man to fund the clinical trial. Why don't we have to do this if you're not ready?
Yes, we do. You heard Dr. Lee.
I know, babe. TikTok.
I think the phrase used was alarm sound. Ee-ah, ee-ah, ee-ah.
The persnickety receptionist clears her throat.
May I help you?
We'd like to buy some sperm, please.
Have you selected a donor?
I haven't even looked. We're new to this whole sperm thing. I'm a gold star, actually, sperm virgin. It's all Greek yogurt to me.
Charming.
Anyone you'd recommend? Do you have any favorites or specials?
Not a restaurant, Tara. We'll take 2 of that guy.
Him? Why not that one?
Are you kidding? Stand up.
Well, this is in no way appropriate. Here, these will explain how things will work for you if you choose Chicago Cryobank for your family's journey.
She hands them info sheets. They step away to look them over.
IUI, ICI, ICI. Art, how do you know what kind of sample you need?
Holy crap. $995 for 1 vial?
Wait, really?
I can't believe they're charging $995 when you can get pregnant from a toilet seat for free.
No, you can't. This is way out of our budget.
I know. And the worst part is, we don't even have a budget.
The fertility industry is a racket. How much are they paying you for each deposit at this bank?
Like 150?
Outraged, Tara wheels on the receptionist.
You 1% loving Vichy scab.
Ma'ams, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
If we can't even afford sperm, how are we going to afford a baby?
Cat tears up. Tara flips into Mama Bear mode.
Screw these profiteering baby sperm brokers. We'll find our own sperm.
Exterior Chicago cryobank moments later. Tara sidles up to a man as he approaches the clinic.
Hey, buddy. How'd you like to impregnate my wife?
The man keeps his distance. Cat lifts a cheerleading megaphone and shouts to other passerbyers.
Who wants to make a baby? I had it in the car from practice.
Tara nods at a hippie-looking dude.
You, with the beanie. How's the hairline under there?
Beanie guy stops and reveals a lustrous head of hair.
We'll give you $300 for a sample of your goods. What do you say? Let your boys swim in our little pond?
My pond, specifically?
He shrugs and reaches for his belt.
Can we make it fast? I have class at 5.
No.
A police car stops and whoops its siren.
She called the cops? What a snitch.
2 officers approach. Beanie Guy's pants are totally undone.
It is not what it looks like.
It looks like you're soliciting this man.
But not for sex, for sperm.
The real criminals are in there. Capitalist pigs. But I guess you oinkers stick together.
She makes pig noises at the officers.
All right, have it your way.
The officers begin cuffing Tara and Cat.
That's some grip strength. Have you ever considered giving a lesbian family the gift of life?
The officers put them in the car. End of cold open.
Interior Jackson's Cafe evening. Rory Patterson, early 30s, sleeping beauty type. A Haitian debutante from Harlem, stunningly beautiful. And Arturo, 30s, Prince Charming type, a handsome movie star on the rise, are nestled into a booth along the window. They're the perfect fairy tale couple. The FG, late 20s, Latina, smart, observant, is dressed in a posh suit. She sits at the corner of the bar, sipping a dirty martini. She watches as a server approaches them with the menu. Before the server can speak, Arturo announces.
We'll have the sparkling water for the table. We'll have a tequila mule, the watermelon gazpacho, the Cajun catfish jambalaya, and the braised collard greens. She'll have a glass of champagne and a grilled chicken salad with no cheese, no nuts, no croutons, and no dressing. She has allergies.
Chicken on the side, please.
Thanks.
Rory smiles. The server takes her leave.
You look incredible, by the way.
Thank you. You told me...
He has noticed that his shirt matches her dress.
Ha! We match.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Okay, so I have news.
Me too.
She reaches for her purse.
Mine first. Okay. My film trilogy officially got the green light. We're shooting in Fiji, New Zealand, and Australia for 14 months. I'm starring, obviously.
Wow, that's...
Yes, it is. And you're going to come with me. I got to have my princess by my side.
Their drinks arrive. Arturo raises his glass. Rory follows.
A toast to hidden towers, to being talented, gorgeous, lucky, and in love. To us.
Arturo enthusiastically clinks her glass. They drink. Interior Jackson's Cafe, the bar, same. Cindy Werner, late 30s, unassuming Italian brunette, a blue-collar Cinderella type, enters behind the bar from the kitchen. She wears an unflattering uniform and struggles under a heavy box of fruit. Nick, late 30s, sheepish smile, is setting up his guitar, mic, and amp on the makeshift stage. Mitch, late 40s, handsome, salt and pepper hair, enters alone. Cindy sees him, tries to fix herself up.
Hey, this is late for you. What are you doing here?
She's already muddling him an old-fashioned.
I had a meeting that ran over.
Okay. Did you get my text?
I don't think so.
Oh, I texted the bat phone last night. Christina switched with me, so I have Thursday night off this week. Now we can go out.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Thursdays are the easiest night for you to stay in the city, aren't they?
Usually, yes, but not this week.
Oh.
Beat, he leans in.
Baby, it's Amanda's birthday. She and the girls are expecting me home early. I'm making my famous lasagna. I have to go.
Oh, right.
She places a gorgeous old-fashioned in front of him.
I thought I told you.
I don't know, you might have.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's just, for our anniversary, I thought we'd... Yeah. We met 6 years ago this week.
Wow. How can that be?
I know. It's crazy.
Baby, I'm sorry.
I know. It's just, it's been a particularly shitty day. I could have used something to look forward to.
What happened?
Cindy shakes her head, bites tears, silence. Rory and Arturo can be heard laughing.
How was your day?
Good. The meeting went well. Too early to tell for sure, but they're interested. Now I just have to wine them and dine them to seal the deal.
Well, that sounds fun.
It's mostly a bunch of old white dudes and their wives, bullshitting and showing off for each other at the Yale Club.
Sounds fun to me.
They look at each other. Mitch reaches for his wallet.
Look, I better run. If I miss this train, the next one's not until 9:40.
He starts to put money on the bar.
Stop. I got it.
Mitch puts a 20 on the bar anyway. Leaves it.
Take this for yourself, then. You work so hard. I'm sorry about our anniversary. But I'll see you next week, okay? We'll do something good, I promise.
He touches his lips, leaves. She watches him go, broken. She leaves the bar, takes a big sip of his drink before tossing the rest. Nick strums his guitar, speaks into the mic.
Welcome to Jackson's, everybody. I'm Nick Casarino, playing original music for you tonight, folks. So you can't sing along or you can't make requests, but you can always tip me if you like what you hear.
Nick begins to sing and play. He is a genius. Interior Jackson's Cafe, the table, same. Arturo chats away. The server delivers another drink and his soup. He begins to eat without Rory. Her phone pings. She doesn't answer. She grips the white envelope at her lap. Interior Jackson's Cafe, the bar, same. A distinguished businesswoman, 70s, with silver hair, an impeccable suit, leather briefcase, and carry-on wheelie bag, enters. She is equal parts Miranda Priestley and Angela Lansbury. She sits down next to the FG and raises her eyes towards Cindy, silently ordering her usual drink.
So, how was your first day?
Hi. Interesting. Confusing. I hate observing.
This job requires patience, subtlety, and exquisite timing. Observing is key.
The server walks by. The businesswoman stops her.
A bottle of Verve for that table. Keep the lady's glass full. Tell them it's from a fan.
But what if after I've observed them, I discover they don't actually want the happily ever after they were assigned?
The businesswoman pulls out a tablet that matches the FG. Cindy places a smoking apple martini in front of her.
That's above the fairy godmother's pay grade. HEAs come down to us from corporate and we don't question them, ever. That's where the sales part of the job comes in. It's up to us to make them truly believe that what they want is in their file. HR should have covered all of this with you during your orientation.
Oh, they did. But after observing today, I had some questions.
It'll be much more clear after you see one done. There's a bit of an art to it. I'll do my last one tonight and you'll watch. Then I'll be on the red eye to Cosimo.
But I thought you were supposed to mentor me.
If you need me for anything, text me. I can mentor you from the cabana.
The FG looks uneasy.
Here she is, Aurora Patterson, wildly overprotective parents smothering her for years. Her happily ever after is to marry Arturo. She gets out from under her parents, gets the guy, a family, a dash of glamour, and is set for life. Oh, this one's easy.
Really? Because it seemed like she wanted...
Remember your don'ts. Don't alter or question an HEA. You have to stick to what corporate has given you.
The FG nods uncertainly. The businesswoman sips.
I know. I felt the same way when I started. Back in the late 60s. I thought I was going to turn it all upside down, but there's a whole ecosystem to work here. It's very delicate, and it's bigger than any one of us. It'll be fine. You'll see. Oh, here we go.
Interior Jackson's Cafe, the table, same. Rory downs her drink. She pulls the letter free of the envelope in her lap. A deep breath. Arturo suddenly pushes away his gazpacho and reaches into his coat pocket. He pulls out a ring box and pops it open. A hush falls on the room. The businesswoman pulls out her well-worn compact. She opens it. A laser scans the businesswoman's eye. The glass glows green. She situates Rory into the reflection of the glass.
Aurora Patterson, will you marry me?
Rory looks at the letter in her lap. Her phone pings. She looks at the crowd. Her phone ping, ping, pings. The wand scans Rory's face and the glass glows gold.
Yes.
The crowd cheers. Arturo puts the ring on Rory. They kiss. The server pops their free bottle of champagne. Interior Jackson's Cafe, the bar, continuous.
See, another dream come true.
The businesswoman snaps her compact shut. The FG looks at her tablet. The files are endless. Rory's file switches over to locked and is now marked delivered.
There's so many.
Yes, the caseload is out of control. New York City is the biggest, most difficult territory.
The FG pauses on the image of Jazz and Izzy on her screen, also locked and marked delivered.
That means they're in the after of the happily ever after, right?
Right.
But I saw them both today, and they don't seem very happy.
If you think there's a problem with the case, you should report it to your regional director and refer that case up to containment unit. But these seem fine. You just keep your head down and keep delivering the HEAs. Shall we do your first one together?
She finishes her martini and pulls up the file for Cindy.
Here we go. Cindy Werner. Martyr complex, miserably sacrificing herself for everyone else in her life. Family treats her like the maid. She's in a dead-end relationship with a married narcissist. Classic enabler. So we just need handsome there.
She grins over at Nick. The cocktail has gone to her head.
To show his vulnerable side. When she sees how much he needs her, she won't be able to resist. She'll happily swoop in and take care of him. She'll become indispensable to him in his music career, and voila.
Wait, what? That's her HEA? What about her career, her journalism?
Nope, nothing about that in here. She'll manage his career. He'll be wildly successful, and she'll finally be able to quit all those shitty jobs. And look, he's totally adorable. Sounds like an HEA to me.
The FG is not convinced. Interior Jackson's Cafe, the table, same.
She said yes. This is awesome.
Arturo is happily FaceTiming with friends, his arms draped over Rory's shoulder. A guest comes by to congratulate them, gushing over the ring. Rory is lost in the chaos. Her phone pings away. She crumples the envelope, stuffs it in her purse. Interior Jackson's Cafe, the bar, continuous. Businesswoman ponders the time, her cheeks rosy from drink.
We have to wrap this one up quickly. Doesn't John Bon Cutie ever take a break?
You know what? I got this.
Really?
Absolutely. Seeing you do one, it totally helped. And Cindy's ready after the day she had. I'm good. Don't miss your flight.
The FG opens her brand new compact. She scans her eye. The glass glows green. She sets it down, open on the bar.
Okay then, bikinis and bellinis it is. Good luck. Just trust the system and never, no matter how tempting, tamper with an HEA.
Drunk now, she gathers her briefcase and winks at Nick flirtatiously on the way out. Cindy hustles around the busy bar. The FG flips through the files of women on her tablet, lost in the magnitude of it, growing increasingly uneasy. She lingers on the delivered files, Jazz, Izzy, and now Rory. Nick finishes his song to a smattering of applause.
Thanks, guys. This is how I make my living, so your tips are really appreciated.
Cindy drops the 20 that Mitch left into Nick's tip cup.
I'm going to take a quick break. Hey, thank you. Listen, I'm sorry. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation earlier. Look, no judgment. Well, it sounds like you're kind of free tomorrow night now. And, well, I have this big gig at the Bowery Ballroom. Why don't you come?
The FG snaps back to reality. She jumps up, crossing dangerously close to Cindy.
I have to bring an audience. If I don't bring enough people, they don't let me play there again. Please come. It'll be fun. And you'd be saving me.
Cindy inadvertently steps backward into the frame of the compact. The wand scans her face and begins to glow gold.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I could.
No!
The FG dives over the bar, tackling Cindy to the ground. The FG lands on top of Cindy, nose to nose. The FG looks into Cindy's eyes. Cindy looks back. WTF? Nick stares stunned. On the bar top, the FG's tablet lays open. Cindy's file begins to flash red. It is covered with big red letters, non-compliant. Cut to black at the end. Interior lecture hall day. A frazzled Cassie plops down in the empty hall. She meticulously arranges her class materials on her desk. The organizing starts to calm her. She takes a deep breath, then remembers who the fuck she is. She pulls out her phone and goes live on Instagram.
Hey everyone, thanks for all the love for my last quarter of classes. I can't believe 100,000 of you are rocking with my journey through the wild white west of academia, but I appreciate the support. As a lot of you know, being a Black woman at a PWI can be incredibly lonely.
Meanwhile, a baby-faced Black woman enters several yards behind her. Josie looks like she was definitely a diehard My Chemical Romance fan in middle school, but it's not. Josie notices Cassie's live stream and starts fucking around, waving, twerking, and throwing hand-up signals in the background. Cassie is too wrapped up to notice.
But I found a community full of strong sisters, you all. You inspire me to keep swimming upstream in the sea of white tears. So stay brilliant.
Josie,
what's up, Insta bitches?
Startled as fuck, Cassie drops her phone, abruptly ending the live stream.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What's good, Black Girl Magic PhD? Yo, could you give my mom a shout out? She's a fan.
Oh, you're
wow.
Keep going.
Wow, you really gonna pretend you don't know the only other Black sociology PhD candidate? Josie Daniels?
Right. You just had that article published in the Journal of Sociology.
Yep. Sexual racism on dating applications. Real hot girl shit.
You're a second-year doctoral student? How old are you?
22. Took a gap year.
When? After kindergarten?
Nah, after my master's. Damn, they really waited till our last quarter to put the two niggas in the class together.
Will you keep it down? We are in mixed company.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay, keep going.
Oh, yeah. You right. Nigga, my nigga.
Oh, my God.
All the white students stop dead in their tracks and stare directly at Josie and Cassie. One white woman runs out of the room crying. Another, Becky, starts to call the police.
Hello, campus police?
Her friend, a gay white man, grabs the phone and stops her.
No. All lives matter.
A lone Asian man wearing a do-rag, backwards cap, and NWA shirt throws them a head nod. Mortified, Cassie slides under her desk. Josie cackles. Professor Silver, a white man in his early 40s with daddy vibes, calls attention to the front of the room.
Well, good morning, class, and congratulations on getting a coveted spot in this course. My name is Dr. Erin Silver. I run Northwestern's Sexual Subcultures Lab. Additionally, I've authored 7 books, including the very expensive and very required textbook for this class. Now, before I get started with my lecture, I have a very important announcement to make.
Takes a dramatic pause, making intense eye contact.
Penis. Vagina. Testicle. Vulva. Dick. Clit. Cock. Cunt.
The students stare in collective confusion.
Now, join me. Yell whatever sex words you can think of. Whether it's anatomical language, slang, curse words, anything that pops into your head. No need to raise your hand, just say it. We're all adults here.
There's a painfully awkward silence.
Pussy.
More silence.
Ball sack?
Anal.
Slowly, more students work up the courage to yell their dirty words of choice until the whole class is screaming and laughing, except Cassie, who looks around in quiet horror.
Come on, you know you want to. Rim job. Mons pubis.
No, thank you.
Okay. All right, that's enough. Thank you for that verbose vernacular. Now, how did doing that make you feel? Who felt awkward?
Several students raise their hands.
Who felt empowered?
Josie's hand shoots up. A good chunk of students agree.
And who felt ashamed?
Josie's hand grabs Cassie's hand and tries to force her to raise it, but Cassie slaps her grip away.
I bet more of you felt shame than are willing to admit. As sociologists, we research the impact of culture on human behavior and relationships. And what's more human than being embarrassed about fucking? Sexual shame is present in almost every culture, across age, race, religion, and class. It's as American as apple pie and student loan debt. Shame is woven into the fabric of how we are all taught about our bodies and our sexual expression.
As Professor Silver continues his lecture, we close up on Cassie, flashing back to her own sex education.
Whether you learned about sex from your parents,
Interior Cassie's childhood home flashback. 10-year-old Cassie enters the dining room where her mom, 37-year-old sharply dressed Black woman, is getting dinner ready.
Mom, what's a blowjob?
An employment offer from the devil. Now set the table.
your junior high gym teacher.
Interior Cassie's gym class flashback. The bleachers are full of tween girls in their ill-fitting gym uniforms, including young Cassie, all with disgusted looks on their faces. Their gym teacher, a 45-year-old butch white woman, shoves very graphic photos in their faces of genitalia covered in warts, pus, and what appears to be possibly a fish scales.
Unmute.
Go.
You can get this bad boy even if you use a rubber.
Your peers.
Interior coat closet flashback. Cassie works up the nerve to go in for the kiss with a basic white boy. As party sounds rage in the back, right before their lips meet, a knock is heard.
Remember, don't be a whore. Stick it in the back door.
Or the universal tutor, pornography.
Interior college dorm flashback. 18-year-old Cassie, clad in a Yale hoodie, sits on the bed with her laptop. Porn noises emanate from her computer.
Twerk on this fat, white, privileged cock, you big booty black bitch.
Yes, massa. Colonize this pussy and fix my credit score.
Interior lecture hall day present. Cassie snaps out of it and directs her focus back to class.
We're socialized to judge each other and ourselves for our sexual desires and practices. Which sex acts are normal versus which are kinky or perverse are designed and policed by shame. To understand sex, you have to understand why we're so ashamed of it. Thus, you'll be conducting a research project outside of class for this length of the quarter.
The TAs pass a handout to each member of the class.
On this handout, you'll find your assigned pairs and a topic. With your partner, come up with a proposal that explores how your given subject intersects with the phenomenon of shame.
The paper gets to Cassie and Josie. They're partnered.
Oh, hell no.
Cassie raises her hand.
Under no circumstances may you switch partners.
Cassie puts her hand down. Howdy, partner.
Is this racist? This is racist.
I mean, probably, but for once, I'm not mad about it.
Additionally, this project is your entire grade. If your proposal puts me to sleep, you're out of the class. So think outside the box. Take the remainder of your class time today to brainstorm with your partner. Your proposals are due this Wednesday.
What the fuck is the orgasm gap?
Oh, honey, let me school you a little. Interior County Jail evening. Layla is in different positions in the cell. She has been waiting for quite some time. She's done nothing wrong. Worse, she's made several phone calls and nobody is picking up. Layla leaning against the jail cell wall. Layla sitting on the bench, head in her hands. Layla lying on the floor.
Okay, where's my Layla?
It's Officer Kevin.
Oh, Officer Kevin. That would be Jason. Jason, is Jason's not here?
Pastor Layla, is that you?
If I hear that one more time.
Officer Kevin, black male, walks up to the cell.
It's me, Kevin. You baptized me 2 years ago?
20,000 members. They expect me to remember every person I baptize. Hi, Kevin.
What are you doing in here?
Layla gets up and goes over to the cell bars.
It's a misunderstanding. Do you think I can make a phone call?
Of course, but I have to wait until they change shifts. Then I'll be back for you.
Officer Kevin walks away. Layla grips the bars and sighs loudly in frustration. Another cellmate, female and butch, walks up behind Layla and speaks close to her ear.
Did I hear him call you Pastor?
Layla's eyes widen as she realizes she might be prison bait. She turns slowly.
Yes, I am a pastor.
Cellmate looks at Layla like a snack she wants to eat.
Then you should lay hands on me.
I would, but I'm getting over a virus.
Layla coughs loudly.
The Methuselah victicus virus. Very rare, very contagious.
Well, I'll settle for your shoes then.
My shoes?
Layla looks down at cellmate's feet.
She can't even get her pinky toe in these.
Interior church sanctuary evening. Malik Edwards, 29, a black male with boyish good looks, sits at the keyboard fiddling with keys. His phone dings and he picks it up. It's a text. He opens it up. It reads, "Ain't this your girl?" Malik clicks on the link. A live feed of Layla in a jail cell doing Bible study with inmates has quickly gone viral. Malik grabs the cross around his neck as he watches, intrigued. Interior pastor's office, same time. Pastor is at his desk looking at his laptop. He has the same feed up. He slams his fist on the desk. Interior County Jail, same time. Layla is sitting at the tip of the cellmate semicircle. Everyone's shoes are off and thrown in the middle of the circle.
Do you understand now why the type of shoes you have don't matter?
I think I got it. God told that Moses to take off his shoes so he could be connected to the ground because it's holy, like God. The shoes represent all things that can be a hindrance to us getting to God.
Right. Now let's take it a step further. Jesus said the kingdom of God is within us, is within. If God is in us, then where we walk at any time can be holy ground.
Even the strip club?
As long as we go barefoot.
Not literally, but you get the point.
That's deep.
Now let's each grab our own shoes and walk in that knowledge.
Cellmates begin to grab their shoes and put them on. Layla grabs her shoes with relief. She kisses them and puts them on. She looks over and notices cellmate 3 holding a cell phone up towards her. She gets up and walks over to her.
You had a phone this entire time?
Cellmate 3 nods.
How?
Cellmate 3 shrugs.
Can I use it?
Cellmate 3 hands it over. Layla pauses, contemplating whether she should make the call. She is out of options. She dials.
It's Layla. I'm in trouble.
Later, Layla is still in the holding cell waiting to make bail.
Pastor Layla, you made bail.
Officer Kevin opens up the cell and lets Layla out. She's ecstatic. That is until she sees Malik, her ex. Her smile fades. She's confused.
Called Pastor, he called me. He's handling business, and your video has caused quite a stir.
My video?
Malik pulls out his phone and shows Layla the clip. Layla looks confused and enlightened as she glances over at cellmate 3. Finally, she gets it.
Oh, you're famous.
And fired. Pastor hates this type of stuff.
I got you. I'd do anything for you.
Except keep your dick in your pants.
Come again?
I didn't get to come a first time. Look, if I had it my way, you wouldn't be standing here.
I can bounce.
Cool.
Layla goes to walk away. Malik stands there.
Wait.
Layla turns back victoriously. Malik walks to her.
Pastor wants me to bring you to the church immediately.
Go figure. He'd send his lackey to usher me to the gallows.
Layla puts her hands out in front of her as if in handcuffs and drags her body slowly.
You could be nicer to the guy that bailed you out.
This makes us even. Reparations.
You're impossible.
Oh, and I'll pay you back for bail. Is your Cash App name still Choir Whore 69?
That's low, Lay.
About as low as the hoe who got on her knees.
Layla is fuming. Her and Malik are in an epic stare down. They are awkwardly interrupted by Officer Kevin, who has Layla's things.
Here's your stuff, Pastor.
Layla grabs her stuff, not looking away.
Aren't you the minister of music?
Yep.
I forgot y'all were engaged. Beautiful couple.
Used to be.
The worst timing ever. Malik's phone rings. He pulls it out of his pocket and looks down. Layla looks too. It says, Belinda. Layla scoffs and turns away from Malik.